Good morning. Today we'll be learning more about Photoshop, mainly um, more about the layers menu, and we'll show you how to manipulate certain elements to um, recreate this piece. What we're trying to do here today is recreate this piece and change elements, whether semantic or syntactic, to affect the meaning of the piece. So again, we will be editing this, recreating this piece by Gustav Klutzis. It was a very important piece of graphic design, and it was titled "Let's Fulfill the Plan of Great Work." And it was designed to promote the collectivization of farms in Russia. But anyways, let's get started. The first thing you are going to want to do is creating your file. So we're going to create a new file by going to File, New, work, make sure your dimensions are correct. So we are going to change it to 1200 pixels by 1200 pixels. And then we're going to change the name of it, call it whatever you want. And there we go. Sorry about that email. Much like yesterday, we are going to place an image by clicking on File, Place Embed. And I've taken the photo of my hand against a fairly easy to work with background. Again, just click OK. Resize your image all the way to the edge. Fantastic. So today I'm just going to go through this very quickly. I first need to rasterize this image by clicking Control, rasterize layer on PC, right click, rasterize layer. Awesome. I'm going to go through the pen tool very quickly. This is an easier image to work with. And again, to get those curves, just click, hold, and adjust these handles. To mimic the curves of the image. There are many ways to cut an image. I find this to be the most precise. So that's what we are working with today. We're almost done here. And remember, when you see a little circle, that means you've completed your cutout. Again, we're going to go to our paths menu. We're going to click on our work path and make it into a selection. Then I'm going to go back to my layers palette and simply delete the background by hitting delete. Wonderful. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to change is the color of my background. And the very neat thing about Photoshop is that I can directly steal the color from the Klutzy's piece. So all I need to do is click on the eyedropper tool and click on an orange or red that I want. This is originally one piece of color, but I think this indicates some sun damage. So we're just going to find the color that we like. You don't have to have this two color thing going on here. You can see here the color is preserved, and I'm just going to color in the background. That's fantastic. Awesome. So now our hand needs to be stylized to look like this piece. So what we're going to do is go to Image, Adjustment. Make sure you're on this layer, on the hand layer. You're going to go to Image, click Threshold. And that's going to give us this printed look. Alright. There we go. Fantastic. Now, as we can see, there is a bit of a yellow color here in the background, which sort of coincides with the color of the type. So that is a very nice syntactic unit. So what we're going to want to do is go to our Path menu, click on our selection here, make it into a actual selection, and then we're going to invert this selection by going to Select, Invert, where is it? Inverse. There we go. I'm going to go to my eyedropper tool. Sorry, if you just click I, you will, it's a shortcut to get this. We're going to steal the color, and we are going to create a new layer, and then with our paint bucket tool, I'm just going to click to fill the color. And as we saw yesterday, we're going to blend these two layers by clicking on Multiply. Fantastic. Now to get rid of this selection, I'm going to click on my elliptical marquee tool, and I'm going to click on any part of my layer. Alright. Now, we want to join these two layers together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on one, hit Shift, click on the other, and then I'm going to combine them into a group, and you click on this little folder which creates them into a group. And I'm going to call that hand. Awesome. The next thing I want to do is rotate my hand a little bit. I can see here some mistakes, so I'm going to go back to my hand layer. I'm going to erase this white line, and again I'm going to click on the folder layer, click Apple T, Command T, and then I'm going to rotate it about 45 degrees. Right. Again, we're changing the aspect ratio of our image, so you're going to have to do some guesswork. Alrighty. Again, Command T, rotate, place. These notifications are so annoying, I do apologize. Alrighty. So, we are going to duplicate this layer quite a bit, so bear with me. And you can see that it replicates it. So the way you do that is you click, hold, and drag it all the way to this little post-it note, and it creates a copy of my hand. Now, like I said before, to resize it, I'm going to just hit Command T and grab the corner of it and great. I'm less concerned for accuracy of the replication and more concerned with your ability to affect the meaning of a replica. So I'm going to do a very quick dirty work. I'm also not going to make these little faces because again we're dealing with one symbol. So I'm going to do this rather quickly. If you get lost as to which copy is which, you can just click on the visibility icon there and just copy the work. If you hit Option or Alt in the computer and drag the layer group, you can again make a copy. It's sort of a shortcut there. And then you can, as you saw, you can change the layer of these things. Fantastic. And copy these one time very quickly. I'm going to resize. Fantastic. And then I'm going to move these things around like so. There we go. This needs to move to the right a little bit. There we go. Awesome. Not a perfect replica, but good enough. Now, given that I am your instructor, I'm going to make another cheesy educational post. I think green sort of signifies I don't like that green, so I'm going to make it a bit darker. More towards the blue. Okay. There we go. And so you see all these folders, so they're kind of cumbersome to work with, so I'm going to click on all of them by clicking on the first, holding Shift, clicking on the last, and I'm going to create a new folder that contains all those other folders. Right? And so you can rename it by double clicking and choose a name, hand group. And if you click on this little arrow, you can see that it contains all other groups. Fantastic. Now, we want to change the semantic meaning of it. So you click on your type tool, and I'll come up with something very stupid and cheesy. Say ask questions. I highlight the text, and I know impact kind of looks like the font that designer used. So, and it's available both in Macs and PCs. So maybe you want to consider using that font. Oops, I'm going to capitalize everything. Wonderful. And I can now drag my layer into position like so. And I'm going to break the line here. I don't like the balance of that, so I'm going to add another word. Right. It is should be rotated, much like in the design. Right. So you hit Command T, and you'll see this bend arrow, and you can just hit Shift, and it automatically locks it into multiples of 15 degrees. One of those is 45. There we go. The leading, which is the spacing between the lines of text, is a bit too tight. So I'm going to increase it. And there we go. There is some, I don't know, is a glitch. It is not. There we go. I'm going to copy this text layer, and we're going to move that like so. I'm going to add a second line of text. And add another cheesy line of copy. Right. And you can keep playing around with it till you are happy. Fantastic. Now we do know that in the design, the type and the color of the hands are similar, so we want to achieve that as well. So what we're going to do is again go to our eyedropper tool. This is what there are different kinds of color codes. Lab, CMYK, RGB, hex. So I'm just going to copy this, click OK, go to my text layers, highlight the text, and I'm just going to copy the color code. And oh, we're missing that exclamation mark. You know, at this point, this is where you notice some things don't work. I think the color gets a little lost, so I'm just going to keep it at white. This is where personal taste comes in. Right? Text layers by holding Shift and clicking, and then I'm going to group them, and we're going to call it copy. Alright, so again, your file remains neatly organized. The last thing you want to do, much like yesterday, is go to File, Export, Save the Web. Very important. Don't try to guess or complicate your life. It's just easier if you ask questions. Anyways, have a good day. Thank you very much.